Kakadosh Boker Or, Mishna Yomi, Masechet, Sanhedrin, Perek Daled. Mishnah Daled and Haim, Mishnah 4 and 5. Says the Mishnah Daled. They had 3 rows of Torah students would sit in front of them. Remember, there's going to be 23 in each row, and the judges of the lower Sanhedrin, in case of more judges were needed in the court. So every single one of the students knows where his place is. They recognize his place because they were always seated in a specific order. So the wisest students were the first row, and then the second row was the second wisest, and they continue going, meaning according to their level of chokhmah, that's where they had the rows. Okay, if they needed to ordain a student to do semicha, so that's what we were just learning this morning in the Daf Yomi. So they ordained the wisest of the students to the first row, right? And then he moved from his place to join the semicircle of the judges. So, right, and each of the other 22 students in the first row moved up one place. You know, so what happened is that they had the different rows. So the first row was the smartest student. So you already know that those rows, those people, are the first ones that are getting semicha. So the one that was on the second seat went to the first seat, the third seat went to the second seat. And then the judges are going to choose one more for the community. They're going to put in the third row. They would never put in the first one. But rather, he would sit in the place which was fitting for him at the end of the third row. So again, since he brought a new guy in, so he's going to be at the end of the third row. Okay, which again, everything was done right methodically. They knew exactly this is the order, this is where it's going to be. Okay, Mishnah number 5. Okay, how would they come and they would make the witnesses afraid about testifying about capital? Meaning again, people are going to be testifying about judgment cases, right? Capital punishments, killing. How do you miyayem aleim? They used to come and they used to bring them in and they used to give them a warning. Shema tomru me'omed u'mishmua. Perhaps you're going to say testimony based upon assumption or rumors. Ed mi pi ed, right? Or from one witness to another, meaning you heard it from somebody else. Or mi pi adam ne'eman, right? Or mi pi adam ne'eman shamanu. He says, no, you heard it from maybe you're going to, meaning that you didn't see it yourself. You're going to come, you're going to say that it happened. Or maybe you're going to say that you did not realize that we're eventually subject to you to the investigation question. I mean, you didn't realize we're going to come and we're just going to grill you, right? We're going to drill you with questions and this and that. So say, you should know it's all the same thing. You just come and you pay it off and that's it. You have a kapara. Imagine right now you went and you didn't do the proper thing. It's okay, you pay dinei mamonot and that's it. Dinei nefashot, damo vedam zerotav tluim bo sof haolam. To do dinei nefashot, it's your blood, but not your blood. It's the blood of the defendant, right, of the litigant, plus him, his children, in all eternity. Shekem matzinu bekain sharag et achiv. That's exactly what happened with Cain. Cain killed his brother. Shneimar demei achicha tzoakim. What is demei achicha? I don't know dam achicha, ela demei achicha. Damo vedam zerotav. All the children and children's children and children's children for eternity is on his blood. Right? He's got it. He's davar acher. Another explanation. Demei achicha sheyad damo mushlach al ha'etzim al avanim. What do you mean demei? The blood was all over the place. The blood was on the wood. It was on the stones. It wasn't in one place. Lefichach, and therefore he comes and he says, right? Okay. Here in the footnote, he brings down what we spoke about. That it says demei achicha is because they basically he didn't know how to kill him, so he just started stabbing him in I don't know how many places in order to make sure that the neshama comes out. So he says lefichach nivra adam yechidi, and that's why the right Adam was created yechidi. Because if you're going to come and kill a Jew, it's like you're destroying an entire world. If you're going to be a Jew, so then you're going to save an entire world. So also, it was also for the sake of peace. Why? So no one should be able to come and say to your friend, my father was greater than your father. Right? But since basically we're all descendants of Adam Rishon, so therefore, that's why it was done purposely by one person. We didn't want to say, ani yoter gadol mimcha, or I'm greater than you. No. We all come from Adam Rishon. We all come from the same person. Also, the minim should not say, that there's a lot of rishuyot in the Shemaim. And it's going to tell us the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When a person comes and he's going to make a single stamp, they're all the same. But once it's a stamp, it's a stamp. But he said, no, HaKadosh Baruch Hu could take Adam Rishon and he can make everybody like Adam Rishon, but everyone's different. That's the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mamash, it's like, that they make like a computer, like a machine, that this one has point this. So, so each one has a different hair color and a different this and a different skin color and a different this and a different midot and different, and everything comes from Adam Rishon. So that's the greatness, obviously, of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, he says, "Leficha chol echad v'echad chayav lomar," and therefore, every single one human being is obligated to say, "Bishvili nivra olam." The entire world was created just for me. But it's true. Hakadosh Baruch Hu created the world just for you. That's the way it is. So therefore, a person has to think about that way. The Shema Tomru. So now you're going to say, "Malanu v'latzarazot." Why do we need such a tzarot? Well, you're causing someone's death. If it's so serious, why do we even have to testify then? So he says, "V'lo kvar ne'eman." It already says, "V'u'ed o ra'a o yada im lo yagid v'gomen." What does that mean? It is already said that if he's the witness or he knew it, he saw it, and he's not going to test, he's going to be. What does that mean? That means it comes out that he actually gets a sin, right? If he's not going to testify, he gets a sin. He gets an avera. The Shema Tomru. Okay, fine. Fine, but why do we want to spill this guy's blood? Right? So he comes and he says, "V'lo kvar ne'eman." It already says, "Be'avod reshaim rina." When the wicked are going to perish, is there joy? So that means the judge, he has to reassure the witness that if the defendant is guilty, they're not going to suffer any harm for causing the opposite. They're going to be rewarded. So that means basically they have to come, because imagine they're going to make him so afraid. He's going to say, "You know what? What do I need tzarot? Let me out of here. That's it. I don't need this." He says, "No. You're going to be rewarded. Why are you going to be rewarded? Because mamash, you're going to get everything. You're going to get the great reward." Okay, Bezrat Hashem.